All right, JMC 6000 here in the JMC garage, and what I have before me is the new 2023 Chevy Trailblazer. So I know this vehicle's been out for a little bit, at least a couple years, and the reason why I wanted to go over it, this is kind of a unique model. This is the RS edition with, I think it has like the blacked out package. You see the blacked out bow tie in the front there, kind of black chrome going on in the front here. That might be a part of the RS edition. We're going to look at the window sticker real quick. But before I do, what I wanted to do is kind of compare this Trailblazer to vehicles like the Ford Escape, to vehicles like the Dodge Hornet, different vehicles. In fact, the Dodge Hornet may be a little bit above the classes that I'm comparing it to. But what's nice about this vehicle is the value proposition. So come follow me to the window sticker. If you can kind of see it, the window's kind of tinted, but this vehicle stickers at $30,380. One of the downsides is this is only a front-wheel drive RS with the jet black interior. Some of the options this thing has is a sun and liftgate package, or it has a panoramic moonroof. It also has a power liftgate. You also have the convenience package with air conditioning. I guess that's part of the convenience package. Inside rear view mirror with auto dimming, and then some other stuff listed. You also have this color is called Fountain Blue, which is a $400 option. Driver confidence package with rear cross traffic alert, lane change alert, and some other stuff. Not equipped with rear park assist, which they give you a credit. So anyway, this particular vehicle is made in Korea, alongside the new Trax, which just came out, which is made in Korea as well. I know there's been many reviews done on the new Trax, but I kind of wanted to take this vehicle. If you think about the new Trax is kind of slotted below this, but not much smaller than this. Has a low roof line, the new Trax, which I may do a review on. But one of the things about this is unique about this vehicle is the Trax is only front-wheel drive. This you can get in all-wheel drive and front-wheel drive. The model I have before me is front-wheel drive, and it comes with the 1.3-liter turbo with a CVT. And not an eCVT or anything like that. It's actually a regular, continuously variable transmission. It does have virtual 7 speeds, but how the transmission works, it kind of operates in a traditional CVT type of a programming. But when you do get on it, it does go through those 7 virtual ratios. So let's go ahead and go around this vehicle real quick. Check out the trunk space. It is a power liftgate. Trunk space is pretty decent in this vehicle. You do get a actually temporary spare tire. Most vehicles nowadays are deleting the spare tire for a fix-a-flat kit. It's nice to see that GM is equipping this with a spare. This is a 2-tier type of a back here, which is pretty nice. And then you got the power liftgate on this model, which is nice to have for $30,000. And then let's go in and compare some of the room that we have back here. I got the driver's seat set to where I like it, and I got really good knee room, really good back seat room in this vehicle. I'm actually surprised with the amount of room is back here. The back seats are kind of a little stiff. They're not very comfortable, but it's decent for what they are for the vehicle itself. Excuse me. This is nice and padded. The rest of it's all hard touch plastic. Why don't you come join me on the other side, and we'll go over the front of the vehicle. So come around the passenger side here. We'll go over a few things. And we will start it up. There we go. The 3-cylinder comes to life. I do not have the horsepower. Do not have the horsepower on me right at this moment. I think this engine's rated at about 165. Don't quote me on that. You can always look that up for horsepower and torque and all that. I will say one of the things I noticed about this vehicle right off the bat, number one, it does feel nice and open and airy in this cabin. I would say it's almost on par with the Ford Escape. It may be a little bit smaller than that. As far as the way the interior is kind of laid out, you have in this RS package, you have some red stitching on the dash, some red anodized accents here around the vents. This is padded with this weird material here. Most of the dash is hard touch. You do get some nice red stitching. You got single zone climate control with a fan right here, temperatures right here on this dial, AC, recirculating, a bunch of other, all nice physical controls. And then right here, you have kind of the old GM system for their touchscreen, which is 8-inch screen. You're going to go into different settings. I'm not going to go through that right now, but it does have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. I believe those are wired connections only. You have USB-A, USB-C, and then a bunch of other controls you have. Right here, you have engine start, stop, turn off. You have lane keeping it. Kind of, you can turn that on and off right there. Traction control, sport mode, and a snow mode, which is nice for only being front wheel drive. Electronic parking brake. This center armrest is somewhat padded. Not the most comfortable thing in the world, but the space is decent, and it does have an open tier storage. Got some storage up here, storage places to put the phone. And let's go ahead and look at the door panel. This is hard plastic. This is padded with some red stitching, which is nice. The armrest is somewhat padded, which is nice. The steering wheel has some nice padding to it, almost a flat bottom here with some nice golf ball type material on the ends here, leather wrapped. And then we have some more some padding over here. The gauge cluster, very basic. It's a kind of an LCD LED screen, but it's not color. It gives very little information. You have regular tachometer, speedometer. Other than that, that's pretty much about it for the interior. We do have the panoramic moonroof, which is nice. Sunroof, rather. That goes all the way back into the second row, which is kind of a nice feature in this vehicle. It just keeps going. And then we also have a regular moonroof that opens up as well, if we wanted to do that. Map lights right here. Pretty bright. Incandescent, though. They're not LED. And then some lights here, which look like they're LED, but they kind of have the color of the incandescent for the visor lights. Anyway, this is the interior of it. So let's go underneath the hood and kind of show you what's going on with the 3-cylinder. I know, I left the vehicle. So under the hood, we have a 1.3 liter 3-cylinder. Not the most smoothest thing in the world. If you could see, my fingers are actually vibrating right now. Not the most smoothest thing in the world, but the power is decent for what it is. Air travels through here, goes through this air box right here, and then it's back into the turbo, which is located in the back. It goes through I believe a front mount intercooler, and then it comes up into a plastic intake right up front here. So once the engine is off of idle, it's a little bit smoother, but as it sits right now, definitely not the smoothest engine, and definitely not the most refined engine in the world. In fact, I'm going to rev it up real quick, let you hear what it sounds like. I don't have the air filter off, but it's kind of like a feat to take it off and let you hear it. Why don't we get an exhaust clip in the back, and I'll let you hear what that sounds like from back here. I believe it's only a single pipe or a single tip. Yeah, only a single tip exhaust. Does it have dual? It actually has dual exhaust. Look at that. Amazing. Almost like the Ford Escape. Let's hear what it sounds like back here with that dual exhaust coming out the bumper there. Oh, there you go. Well, let me give my final thoughts on this Chevy Trailblazer real quick. Final thoughts on the Trailblazer. For the money, I mean, $30,000 for a basic front-wheel drive vehicle is actually a pretty good deal. There are some shortcomings with the Trailblazer. Again, doesn't have the latest and greatest of technology, and I know it's running the older GM MyLink system inside. whereas the Trax and some of the other GM vehicles had that new system, like in the Colorado and others. But for what it is, I know of people who have this vehicle, that run this vehicle, that use this vehicle. It seems to be a pretty reliable vehicle, even with the 3-cylinder and the CVT. I believe if you get the all-wheel drive Trailblazer, you actually get a traditional, I believe it's a 9-speed automatic. But this one's only front-wheel drive, and it's actually running, I believe, 18-inch hand-cooked tires. But overall, it's decent on the highway. Gas mileage is somewhat decent, 29 in the city, 33 on the highway, 31 combined. That's on par with like the 3-cylinder in the Ford Escape. It's on par with other vehicles of this class that have this kind of powertrain in it. So the only thing that really doesn't really, how should I put it, there's nothing that stands out for me. I mean, yes, the looks are pretty decent. The size of it's not bad, but there's nothing that really stands out like that would compel me to buy this. I mean, the value, I say the proposition, the value proposition is pretty good. For $30,000, you do get quite a bit for your money, but no adaptive cruise control, no any kind of other safety features outside of just regular, it has blind spot monitoring, maybe some lane tracing, and it does have forward collision warning, but no forward collision mitigation where it actually intervenes in that way. So, again, not a lot of standout features, not a lot of things that really stand out for me except for the value. I'm sure with these you could probably pick them up for a pretty good deal. But, I mean, for 30 grand, I don't think you could really get much else in this price range. And then if you want all-wheel drive, of course, you're going to be spending a couple grand more. But then by then, I would say maybe get something like a Ford Escape or a RAV4 or something like that versus getting one of these. If you like the looks, if you like the color, if you like the features, I would say go for it. But other than that, there's nothing that really stands out for me to really recommend this vehicle. Anyway, this is my overall thoughts, ideas, and really all about the Trailblazer. Do I like the name that it's called? No, because when I think of Trailblazer, I think of the older Trailblazer. It was body on frame and everything else. But whatever. Chevy's kind of rebranding itself, and I understand that. But if you have any questions, comments, maybe you own one of these Trailblazers. I think they've been in production here for at least a couple years now. Again, this particular vehicle is made in Korea. The engine's made in Korea, and along with the Trax. Trax is made in Korea as well, the new Trax. So if you have any questions, comments, please comment, like, subscribe. I come with a new video every single Wednesday morning. I have some upcoming videos. I want to do some teardown videos of some smaller engines. They may be coming up here soon. So please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and look forward to seeing you on the next one. Be blessed. Have a wonderful day.